one of the this is important. Okay, like one of the biggest strategies, one of the most important strategies that I think I've noticed lately from progressives is, and this is also true of the more kind of crazy right wing side, so like the Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens side. Like Tucker's done great stuff, but man, he's off the rails now. Candace Owens, man, don't listen to her; she's insane. Um, it's always a just asking questions strategy, right? You're deflecting, you're trying to avoid the duty to present evidence and the duty to actually argue coherently your position by just saying like, I'm just asking questions. I'm not actually like, you can say, I'm just asking questions. I'm not actually making a point here. Like someone says, for example, like, oh, I'm a Christian, but like, did Jesus actually rise from the dead? Like, I don't know. Did he really, say that? I don't know. Did he really affirm heterosexual marriage? Did he really do that? Does the Bible really say this? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. And then when someone like, a conservative like myself would say, hey man, you're kind of, testing some waters here with orthodoxy, with like 2,000 years of church experience and church history, whatever. Or you shouldn't question that and like push people in that direction. You're kind of dancing with some heresy here. And then they say, oh, I'm just asking questions. Don't criticize me. Hey, whoa, careful now. Don't push back on me. I'm just asking questions. And that's how you avoid actually, proving your point. That's how you avoid arguing in a coherent way. And it's frustrating because it's disingenuous and it's subversive. And I think it needs to be called out. It has been called out a bit in the Christian world, but in the political sphere, on the far right, and by far right, I mean like Candace Owens, basically. It's like, stop just asking questions. You're not asking questions. You're insinuating something with your questions. You're being intentionally subversive and intentionally unclear. You're making things appear as if you're asking questions, but really all it's the purpose of you doing that is to avoid responsibility for what you're saying, because you know that what you're saying you probably don't have evidence for, but you just want to say it because it'll shake things up. And on the progressive side, they'll do the same thing where they'll ask questions, but without any intention of providing an answer. And like, there's the more studied and scholarly side that'll try and find some, interpretation of scripture. They'll try and work through it. And sometimes even, honestly, like sometimes in a good faith manner, they'll actually question, tradition, and they'll question historic Christian doctrine in a good faith way. I think we need to have a category for that, so that way we're not imputing motive on people that doesn't actually exist. But most progressives that I've met who are doing this kind of thing, they're not asking questions because they're trying to come to a, solid conclusion. They're doing it because the question is the end. Like they're trying to ask questions because it destabilizes Christendom. So don't fall for that. If someone's just asking questions and they refuse to provide evidence for what they're saying, usually it's because they're intentionally trying to subvert or undermine the belief or the doctrine or, the political view or something like that. Don't be fooled by people just asking questions, because that's nonsense. If the goal is to actually come to the truth, when they ask a question, they should present some kind of positive case for the claim that they're making. If they retreat to this just asking questions stuff, they're probably not acting in good faith.